Hello, welcome to the Aquarium Mind podcast. Today's podcast episode number 360, and I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Book Insight Friday. You guys know what time it is. So let's delve into A Man's Plight Part 1. This is going to be the first of 6 books that I will be talking about in the next few weeks. So get ready, get prepared, because we're going to be talking a lot about men's social issues. So, to get into it real quick, podcast episode number 183. Yes, podcast episode number 183. It delves into writing the book, purpose, reasons why, things of that nature. I'm not going to be delving into all of that. So if you want to go listen to all that podcast, please do so. You can go onto the aquariummindpodcast.com, click episodes, A Man's Plight series, and you can click onto there. You'll find the episode way quicker than scrolling through all of the podcast episodes on Spotify, Apple, or wherever platform you are listening to. It's much easier to find my episodes there because I have everything categorized. All right, so A Man's Plight 1 is about a fictional character, and it's the start of a series with a young actor named Dwight, who is an actor, and he talks about how the media portrays men. And his story delves into him becoming an actor in Hollywood and what's going on television these days and how much there needs to be major changes into men's roles on television shows. The goal behind Dwight's story is to make you think about what's going on in the media today, from men's fashion to how roles are portrayed on television. Dwight talks so much about subject matter regarding men, such as the emasculation of men, body image, how there were family-structured television shows from the 1960s through the 1990s, and many other things. So, the question now becomes, how do we change how men are portrayed in the media and in society? And Dwight has answers with writing better content, but how do we as men change the narrative? So those are the things that we need to figure out to change the future of society. It's bad enough that men get chastised for things that we do in the world, and it's time to make some changes. So that is a synopsis of the book. Let's get a quick breakdown of the chapters. So there's introduction, becoming an actor, emasculating men, the buffoon father, blame the men, portrayals of men, body image, family structured TV, reality television, sex sells, the agendas, the dating game, depression and unaliving, I won't say that word, writing quality content, struggles as an actor / writer, better stories and content. So this book isn't like ridiculously long. Those who know, I try to keep books in perspective. I try not to overwrite too much, and this is a fictional story. I try to, create something that's worth reading and worth taking heed to and paying attention to. So, let's see, what chapter do I want to read? It's a tough decision because there are a lot of great chapters. So, as I'm going through here, all right, well, I'm going to read the chapter called The Buffoon Father. The title of this chapter probably has you wondering, what exactly does buffoon father mean? I'm surely going to explain this to you, along with how it impacts men's image in today's society. Buffoon father is someone who is funny and keeps the laughter. He isn't the smartest one out of the husband and wife dynamic. The wife is more of the leader and carries the family, along with keeping things in order from the house to the kids. How does this affect men and their perception in society? Well, men are supposed to lead in situations, whether it's finances, the home, the kids, or anything else. Let's take a look at The Simpsons and Homer Simpson. He's overweight, drinks beer, and does dumb things for laughs. He isn't much of a leader in the family, but Marge is. Marge is the leader. She's smart and maintains the home with Bart and Lisa. Let's look at the show King of Queens, starring Kevin James and Leah Remini. This was an older show that's now in syndication, and has been on television for a long time. Kevin James is the buffoon husband who's overweight. Leah Remini is the smart wife who maintains the home and works at a law firm. Kevin James works as a delivery driver while Leah Remini strives in her career. If you look at these characters, it's the same direction of how Holly Weird portrays men on television shows. Yes, I get it's all entertainment, but there are a myriad of shows with the same format. It doesn't change much, and as time has gone on, if it gets ratings, it stays on your television screen. Let's continue with the television shows that are put in front of you. Let's look at The Neighborhood on CBS, starring Cedric the Entertainer and Tashina Arnold. Cedric the Entertainer, once again, is overweight, the father, and provides comedic laughter, while Tashina Arnold is the mother, smart, inquisitive, personable, and the problem solver. He's the buffoon father, the cool guy, and the funny one on the show mostly. While there are moments where there are opportunities to teach, grow, and be a role model, the trends still continue. Let's finish our examples with the show Family Guy. Once again, the buffoon father and smart mother and wife. Look at Peter Griffin. Overweight, acts goofy and is funny. Lois Griffin is smart, handles the family matters, and keeps things together. Do you see the trend with the comedic shows that I've shared? This is not by mistake. This is done intentionally to take away what a man's role should be in a relationship or a marriage situation. This is constantly being shown to us on our television screens daily. It's the reason why I want to create content that has more powerful messages. The same filtered, scripted television shows have been overplayed and outdated. Family shows with morals and values need to be back on the repertoire. It's very necessary and needed in a world of negativity. There's a need for family and structure to get back to the forefront. If I can name that many shows that have buffoon father and husband, don't you think there's something wrong with that? That the same convoluted content has run its course? You've been given examples of buffoon fathers of different races and in pixels. From human beings to cartoon characters, the scripts are all comedic with no substance to them. It's a matter of picking which buffoon father or husband you want to watch. Or have you come to a realization that television is all the same? Let's jump to the next topic that is constantly in today's society, blaming the men for everything that goes wrong. So that is one of the powerful chapters that I wrote, and it's coming from the character Dwight and his perspective, but I'm using Dwight as the character to really push out what goes on in my mind and what I've seen on television for years on end. Now, when I was younger, there were comedy shows where it's comedic relief, but there's still the buffoon father aspect to it. But these men on these TV shows had some semblance of leadership and power, the power and the structure of the totem pole in the home. Now, Family Matters, there's Carl Winslow and there's Harriet Winslow. Carl is a cop once again. He creates comedic relief. He is the buffoon father in a way. He's overweight, that whole narrative. There's Married with Children. There's Al Bundy and, all of that. Once again, the buffoon father, a little overweight, but not that much overweight. He's a shoe salesman, right? But he didn't have as much leeway, in the home. But then there's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the buffoon father, Philip Banks, once again, an overweight comedic relief father with a crazy nephew. Carl had the annoying neighbor, but Philip was a lawyer. So that kind of, you're teetering with that. So once again, just using that whole buffoon father part of it. This, is not something that just came to me. It's a lot of just observation, looking at things, and also reading and learning about certain aspects of how television is put together, how it's scripted, and all of that, is put into making you laugh, right? So that is just one of many subjects that is talked about in The Man's Plight Part 1. Just wanted to kind of strike a chord a little bit with using that, as the subject and reading about that chapter. So just wanted to really push the narrative a little bit on this podcast. So A Man's Plight Part 1, available pretty much everywhere. I will leave the ebook link in the description along with the paperback, and paperbacks are available on thebookpatch.com. I am working on getting them to other bookstores, and hopefully that will be sooner than later. All right, everyone, that's my podcast for today. I thank you for listening. As always, be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.